Hello everyone, I am Joe, and welcome back to another video. And today, we are back on the KKraft server. This is episode number 14, and we are back exactly where we left off. I have done absolutely nothing since I last did a video on the KKraft server. I haven't dug anything out back there, which I should probably get on with doing, because that's where we're going to be working this episode. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of work. I'm probably going to dig that out later. But the thing is, yeah, so I'm currently uploading, so my internet connection is currently horrible. But once, yeah, I will probably get to recording just in a second and actually doing something productive in a second. But as you can see, this is exactly the same as I last left it. And I think this place is starting to really come together. I still need to do the inside of there, and I may do some jaggedy rocks in the middle of the lake to make it something that the opponents have to like dodge, if that makes sense. To like have to like weave in and out. I think that'll be a really cool thing to add to this, and I think it would really look awesome as well. So it may obstruct the view of the bridge. But no, it really wouldn't, But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. So without further ado, with the magic of editing, let's get on with it, shall we? Okay guys, so in this episode, you probably already seen the fancy episode plan that I edited in post-production. But here you go. So we are going to be finishing off this building today, and we're going to be doing a couple of other things. But yeah, so we're gonna put a roof on this thing and start start and finish the interiors, I think. So I think yeah, as you can see, I finished off the pathway. I think this is starting to really evolve into something awesome. Alright guys, so yeah, I've done quite a bit of work, and as you can see, it's pretty much looking awesome. Alright, so now we need to do the interior details, such as, alright, let me just place a temporary crafting table. My inventory is absolutely flooded, no clue why, but, alright, so now I'm going to craft a couple doors. Oh yeah, I forgot I crafted multiple each time. Alright, good, I think that should be enough, and I just didn't think something through, did I? Ah, well. Alright, so I was thinking for the, things, it could be like this. This may look kind of weird at first, but, alright, good, it does open up that way. Alright, so, I'm thinking the ones like this, hang on, I'm just thinking this through, but I'm thinking these ones could be at the very end. Oh no, what orientation was that? That was placed that way. But I'm thinking they could be, the ones on the edge could be like that. So like against the wall, just so. So these are like spectator seats right here. So I'm thinking we can place them and make them open up that way. Alright, this will all make sense in a second. This is the little interior decorating that I can do, because interior decoration is clearly not my strong point, because it's just it's difficult to make things look like different things. Alright. Oh, you suck. Alright, so I'm going to have to remove that one and replace it with an upside down. So I'm going to have to replace that one with a flat block, unfortunately, but yeah, you get the little handle thing, but I'm thinking of having seats like this. Right, how they look. So like, you've got little armrests, and then you can like spectate the game from like this point. That'll actually look pretty cool. Right, how's it look from the back? You can see my wings sort of poking through. But you get the idea that this is like this spectator area. So now, what I want to do in this corner, I do believe, is I want to make a betting stand. So this is where people can put a wager on who they think is going to win. And I think that's going to be a pretty cool gut thing. I think I'm going to put like a villager of some kind here. That is if I can manage to funnel one over here. So we need to put one like this, and like this. And as you can see, so now we have this like betting stand, and now we just need to craft a sign. My inventory is just so cluttered. I don't know if any of you, well, it's almost certain that many of you guys experience this all the time, but I'm going to put wages and popcorn. There we go. Wages and popcorn. So I'm going to put a villager there eventually, or maybe I'll just find like a mob and name tag it. I think that's what I might do, because villagers can die from zombies, and that'll be really, really annoying. So I think I'm going to put these here for light, but as you can see, you get the general gist of like chairs, and I think that looks really cool. Alright, so now moving on, we're going to do, hang on. Alright, despite that having like a cool thing to it, this does not have a roof, so we need to work on one. Alright, and welcome back. So now we've got to start working on the roof. So I think putting one there and removing that like this, bam. And now we can put this here, and then we can remove back further, but I'm just gonna leave it like that, so it's sort of like inside the wall. Alright, and now I'm gonna do the same. Oh no, my elytra kicked in. Okay, that sucks. I'll remove all the scaffolding afterwards, don't you worry. So put a block right there, place that there, remove that, put that there, and now like that. Alright, I think that will settle for a roof sort of layout. Alright, so now I need to put this into effect, so putting this like this, and then this exposed log will have to turn to one of those, and like this is gonna put like that. Alright, so now I'm gonna put that like that as well, and oh bye. Alright, so I think this block will turn out to be, I think I'm gonna put this like that, and that's gonna be another one of those. Same with this one over here, put that like that. With this, I think I'm gonna do that same thing as well. As you may be able to tell, yeah, roofs and interior design aren't my strong point, but I'm not talking about like the details, like the details themselves. Those I don't really struggle with at all, but like details such as like chairs, tables, I absolutely suck. So yeah. Okay, put that like that, and I think that would work for like a kind of roof thing, right? Maybe not. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. It's very simple, but to be honest, I'm very bad at roofs, so hang on, let's just remove this. That just looks horrible. There we go, and let's take a look. Alright, so let's jump down here. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about those, so I have to go back up and fix that. Don't worry, I'll clean all this up afterwards, but we need to get a bit of scaffolding going along like this. I should probably pre-make my scaffolding, but you know what, that's just so much work, and yeah, that's just work. So I'm thinking of doing something like this to border the front, and then like let me just continue doing that, because that could turn out really well. It's like this. So it was like this, wasn't it? No, it was going up, and same with this one over here, up like that, and then no, it was down then up. Yeah, it was. So for here, no, that's just intrusive of view. Yeah, let's take a look at that from the down here. I think that sort of looks like a quite cool roof. I mean, it's a slightly different shape than what I usually do. Let's just do this because I have Acro Affinity. Alright, now let's take a look at this. Alright, looking better. So now, what do you say to us building rocks in the middle of the water now? This should be very easy, because rocks are like such an easy thing to build in Minecraft. Basically those ones over there, same thing. So like iceberg rocks. And it will sort of remove the cleanness of this build. Or like... But I think that's worth the trade-off to making this thing look 10 times better. So I'm gonna put like some jagged rocks sticking out, and you never know, that'll look pretty cool, as well as being a good obstacle for the boats. So yeah, then we got the spectator stand. Yeah, this project is turning out awesomely. I'm loving it so far. So now, what do you say we move on to the rocks? Alright guys, so I've got some building materials, so I think the first rock should be placed right around here. I'm gonna probably spread out. These are gonna be quite small rocks, so they're gonna be something like this. So it's gonna be like sort of sticking out, while also maintaining like a good decent shape. I do believe. So something like that, and then we can put something probably like this. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, but I think the base of the rock. Yeah, I think, and then we can do these sort of like spreaded out ones. It's like maybe put a piece of gravel with a thing like that. So, yeah, you get the general gist. So, a boat's gonna be trying to dodge past these. So, I think just to be fairly even, I'm gonna put one. So, all the opponents will be forced to, sort of, if you will, steer to the middle. Which will be quite challenging, because then the boats will glitch out on each other, and then it will be hilarious. So, yeah, I think this will be a step in the right direction. So I'm going to put one there, gravel, and the site, boom, boom. Perfect. So I'm trying to make these look as jaggedy as possible. And have like sort of like a spikiest shape as possible. Alright, now let's go to the bridge and let's see how that looks from there, because that is our judging point at this point. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, pretty cool, good dodging thing. Alright, so I'm gonna put a mini one as well. So I'm gonna put one like that. No, that's a bit too small. I'm thinking something like this, and then like that. Yeah, pretty cool. So then like this. No, I'm not gonna keep that. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so then that hooks around like that. Sorry, but rocks are really not my strong point. Alright, that looks like a stubbier rock, but it looks decent. So now we want to put like this, like that, like that. Okay, it's gradually looking better and better. Now let's go back up to our viewing post. So you get the general gist. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then we will be right back. So as we go inside the cave, I want the rocks to get more and more dense. So we may do one here, and we're going to do one here, but we're also going to do one here as well, and maybe one here. So we're going to do quite dense rocks, and it'll force the player or like person to steer the boat, if you know what I mean, rather than just going in a straight line. And it will allow people to be ahead of different people. So I think this will be a very good thing to intensify out the boat race quite a bit. It forces you to have a little bit of skill with the boats. Not a whole lot, but it just forces you to be a little bit quick and practical when steering the boat. So I think that's quite a cool concept, if I do say so myself. And I'm not saying that to be a bit full of myself, but I think that, I mean, it is not an original idea by any means of the stretch of the imagination. I mean, so many people have come up with the idea of like having like boat like obstacle courses and races. Like it's really nothing new. So yeah, I think this looks like a cool rock. Yeah, so I really like these sort of rocky effects. Like, it sort of looks a bit crumpled, like a bit old and worn. So that is what I kind of like about it. So over here is another rock. So I'm getting quite fast and effective at building these now, because I've been doing quite a lot of them. But I'm thinking of like maybe small ones like this would add quite a lot to the build. Hopefully, I'm just hoping. So this place will be almost. Hang on, let's test if that's actually doable by boat. Alright, let's test if that little gap. Oh, that will be revolutionizing. So if someone's ahead and they get stuck in that, they'll have to steer right. These boats are so difficult to steer. Hang on, let's go for a test drive. Alright, so yeah, so you can only just make it through that. So it will really make the contestants panic, which is what we want, to be honest. We're gonna make it so they go into what they think will be them losing the race. And by no means it will be affecting. Well, it will be because it'll make people panic, but it won't increase the odds of a certain person winning. It doesn't give anyone a massive advantage, which is good because yeah, I think it's only fair that everyone is stuck in this this pile of rocks. So I think this oh god, and if someone does that, they are absolutely stuffed. Oh, they can just drive through there. Okay, that's quite cool. Alright, so let's go for another test drive. And it's very, very difficult to squeeze in that little gap. But you can do it, you can do it. You can definitely do it. Alright, so let's just go like this. Bam. Alright, do I have any... I don't have any slab... Oh yeah, I do. I really do. Alright, so I'm gonna put some like this. Bam. Bam. And maybe one like this. And now let's put an andesite block, then that. Okay. Alright, so that should in theory be the exact same because I added nothing to make it any more difficult. I just added to the aesthetics. Alright, so now let's test drive this from the start. Let's see how people would find this difficult. Alright, so as I previously said, we're going to give this guy a test drive and see how it plays. Now, you guys may be wondering why. I mean, a lot of people already know why I have the activate windows thing in the corner, and simply it's because, well, yeah, I've had a comment about it already, and the issue is I don't have the money to activate windows, but KSOR's told me a really cool tip, which will probably help me a ton, which will be that, like, once I get a second monitor, which will be in a couple of days, then I can place the activate win. Basically, it will take what the computer thinks is your main monitor. So I'm assuming... Oh yeah, I forgot you can't do... Oh wait, I've got a boat. Okay, that was stupid. But yeah, it will take what is considered to be the primary monitor, which is probably the monitor that gets plugged in first. So once I get a second monitor, I will use that as my primary monitor, and it shouldn't show up, and that means I will be able to record without any issues. But anyway, let's stop rambling and let's see how this plays. I'm gonna probably go put my chest plate on because I don't want skeletons harassing me. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, boop. I'm also putting a timer on this as well, just to see how long it takes, because I want this to be about a 3-minute long race on average. Okay, come on, let's steer through this little bit. And... Oh, no. Stop the timer. Okay. So, now that we stop the timer, basically, I'm probably gonna do this another 3 times, and then we'll get the average result, because basically, I want this whole race overall to be about 3 minutes long. So that means they'll give me an idea of how many more obstacles down there I'll need to add, and whether it's necessary to kill the wither to get a beacon. And of course it will be very necessary, but I want to see exactly how necessary it is. Alright guys, so the results, the first one was 22.55 seconds, and the other two were around the 18 mark. So I added them all up, divided it by 3, and I got 19.81 seconds. So that's near enough 20 seconds, so we can safely assume that that right there is approximately a ninth of what we're going to be building. So keep in mind, this here took about 3 episodes to do, and I still haven't fully completed it. I still need to do that bit through there, finish up the foliage and stuff. But aside from that, this area is completely done, but I still need to do all the foliage in there, terraform that a bit. But yeah, that just gives an idea of the size of this project. So yeah, this is a pretty crazy project. I mean, there will obviously be a few other things that will take longer to bypass than others, and then they'll be slightly shorter. But to put that into perspective, we're about a ninth of the way done with this project. So I'm probably going to continue with the foliage on the actual thing. But I need shears, don't I? Which I don't have any. Alright, there's no iron in there. Do I really not have any? Okay, there we go. Alright, so basically the plan is to get a whole bunch of leaves and do that. Okay guys, so I think for a little bit of a chat, I want to talk about my feelings on the EULA enforcement that has been recently put down by Mojang. So it is announced that in Minecraft 1.9.3 some servers will be blacklisted for not following the EULA. If you're not familiar, basically, Mojang don't want people making profit off their game, and the only exception is cosmetics. So, basically, Mojang are trying to stop pay-to-win servers. And at first, I thought this was going to ruin Minecraft because obviously, like these massive servers, they sort of rely on donations. But this is before I knew that they had an exception for cosmetics and not necessarily game-changing stuff. So it's really only for cosmetics. So after I learnt that little bit of information, I was sort of like, yeah, I kind of liked it. I mean, understandably, the small servers will die, like the small servers that rely on donations to come through for like the game-changing stuff, and they rely on those particular things to allow the server to survive. But big servers, like the big servers, they will be able to power the server and like from the profits they've already gained from the stuff, including the profit gains that they get from the cosmetics, this should allow them to pay for the server, make a good living off of it, even with cosmetics. But of course, there will be the smaller servers that will not survive because of this EULA enforcement. And yeah, so it's been announced that the EULA will be enforced, and it's been breached by many servers since like 2012, and they finally put this sort of like EULA enforcement thing into effect. And to be honest, good on them. Like, I just hate pay to win. Like, Hypixel and Mineplex are actually fun because they're not pay to win. Like, come on now. And then Badlion, that is just purely reliant on skills, so there is no donation perks that would absolutely revolutionize your PvP ability. So, Badlion, Mineplex, and Hypixel are 3 of the servers I can think of off of the top of my head, which will probably be an exception to this EULA enforcement thing. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and let me know what your thoughts on it are in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's get back into the video. Alright, so I'm just laying out the leaves, and at the moment it's looking pretty crazy. So I think I will continue doing this, and then I'll meet you back once I'm done. Alright guys, so this is what the final result looks like, and I have to say, it looks really crazy. You know what? I think... Alright, so 150 frames now, so I think I can in fact get away with putting on shaders. But let's put on my shaders. This may, I want to check how cool this looks, because, yeah, look, the leaves are actually, I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but the leaves are wobbling. Take a look at that. That is really cool, and, oh, that screen, that cinematic, have to take a screenshot. But as you can see, the leaves moving really do add like quite a nice effect. I mean, I get about 30 FPS while recording with shaders, which is quite good. So yeah, you get the point. So actually looks really epic with shaders. So yeah, this is totally gonna be a picturesque thumbnail. So anyway, guys, so I guess that's gonna mark off the end of today's episode here. If you have any suggestions for this build or this racetrack, please let me know in the comment section down below. I have a few ideas myself, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end off today's video here. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like and maybe subscribe for more. But anyways, I am Joe, and I will catch you all next time. So, I will see you then. Bye.